That's the Temple of Zerzura, and inside is the healing water. I'm so very close. I could easily get over with the drawbridge, but unfortunately it's on the wrong side. A huge crevasse, dizzyingly deep and insurmountable. It would be really easy to climb up that rope. If only I could get down there in one piece. I wonder if the lion's head means anything. Perhaps this is the house that Ramon grew up in. An attractive old house. Nice architecture. This might actually be my mother's house. It's certainly worth taking a closer look. It somehow feels right. Ramon had lots of space to play here. Painted walls in the style one would expect in Egypt. That's the way up to the rooms on the upper floor. It looks as though the ladder up has been lost. The whole column is studded with scenes from a temple ritual or something like that. Ramon could probably interpret it. A small statue of a deity for domestic use. The statue is holding something, a necklace with a blood-red stone. That must be another one of those wedding necklaces, like the one from the cave. The stone is blood-red. I know even less about my father than I do about my mother, but this blood-red stone proves that they must have loved each other very much. Good to know. Clearly drawn by Ramon. That's proof that he was obsessed with the lion-headed goddess even as a child. Who knows what this used to be, but now it's just shards. Looks like the foundations of a church. But here, within view of the temple. Strange. A Bible, worn and very old. Could almost be a first edition. Here, someone has written something on the last pages. In an agitated hand, but definitely Zerzurian. It was a mistake to betray the belief of my father. For a benevolent nod from the Queen turned out to be a slap in the face. How blinded I was all these years. So, finally I will do it. Like my forefathers the Crusaders, to the honor of our God, the only true God. The foundations are laid. My church will be much bigger and more impressive than the temple. Down with Sekhmet and her servants. It shall be a church that is open to all. Access on all sides. the exact opposite of the temple, which can only be entered over a bridge that is only rarely let down. The Queen will soon regret casting me out. How could she favour Susanna over me? Why has she taken her into the intimate circle in place of me? Because she guards the river's influx. But that is no merit. One of her forefathers built his house around the influx, and now she sits there and plays at being the guardian. I shall show her that there is nothing on which one can rely. Forsooth, I shall show her what it means to be cast out. You can split stone with that. A Zerzurian spade. A date tree. The leaves are completely dried out. I'll take one with me. Sekhmet and even more Sekhmet, so that no one forgets who's the mistress here. I wonder who lived here. Apart from the two doorways, this house is like all the others. This house is of no interest to me. A clay pot. It was probably used to store foodstuffs. A piece of a robe. That would suggest there were Christians living here. The people who lived here don't seem to have liked Egyptian murals. Whatever used to be in there, the crate is empty now. I can see the sky. There's nothing I can do with that. The mount is broken, and the millstone has fallen out. According to the note in the Bible, the river influx is somewhere behind a wall. I can hear a noise from somewhere, but I can't locate any exact position. The upper stone is loose. Susanna lived here with Ramon. It fits! Flower. The flower is sticking to the wall there. It must be damp. That was easier than I thought. The stone was already quite crumbly. An underground river, and there's enough room to breathe too. Then let's do it. First, I'll make sure I've got a trouble-free way back. Hopefully the mechanism still works. Broken. Well, at least the drawbridge stays down. I'll take that with me. I don't need to go down again, so I'd better take it with me. A skeleton who used to be a warrior. His leather armor with iron fittings is still in good shape. The cogwheel has surely got something to do with the release mechanism, but from where do you put it in motion? These alcoves. They are somehow connected to the door's opening mechanism. If only I knew how to read the symbols above them. Ramon, dear brother, I would much rather ask you than search you, but you have always written everything down. Perhaps that will help us now.
Sekhmet, goddess with lion head. Her name in translation means the powerful one, and one of her epithets is the mistress of trembles. She dictates over war and illness, but also over healing. If the priests succeed in appeasing her in prayer, she is also willing to revoke threats. Embodies the combative aspect of the cat, hence the lion head, as counterpart to Bastet, the cat-headed fertility goddess.
Very good. The symbols are also here in Ramon's notes. Here on the right is water, easy to recognize. The symbol over there means Azorian blood. Strange. Then here on the left we have the symbol for sand. Down at the bottom is fire. And that must be amber, which stands for a flash? Very interesting. These alcoves must be connected to the large cogwheel and the door via some kind of mechanism. I guess it works with weights. Then the various materials would make the door move. It doesn't work. But then I wasn't born in Zerzura, unlike Ramon. I have to do it.
What are you doing? Are you trying to practice bloodletting? I don't think modern methods of healing will help him at all.
I just need a couple of drops of his blood. Trust me.
All right. I'm sure you know what you're doing.
It's just a little cut to the finger. That's a good way to transport sand. I'll only cut off one of the metal plates. Let's see what happens. Unbelievable! The cog is turning. Puzzling. That was easy. Now something's moving. This might just work. It does! The dry leaf is for kindling, but it's not going to burn for too long. I should be able to light the matchstick using sunlight. Fire! It's burning. I knew it. Chopped off limbs, loose leg bones and heads, from Christians as well as Zerzurians. Nobody was spared here. Warhammers, swords, knives, serious murdering tools. This shield didn't help its owner too well. So many dead. This must have been where the main battle took place. There definitely has to be a catch. I knew it. This warhammer might just switch off the trap mechanism. It's holding. I know that lion's head. The plate armor has barely a mark on it, but the traps killed the man regardless. Thanks to the traps, I just can't get to the armor. Now that works like a barbed hook. Wait. Now! I know that lion's head. Ramon was right from the start. This talisman is a key. Whether it's lucky or unlucky, we're about to find out.
Who are you? Why have you come? To pay me homage or to kill me?
To be honest, not for either of those. I'm actually looking for the holy water, Your Majesty.
And how did you get in here? Into the temple? Into the city?
With the key, I collected all 12 pieces together.
Your hair is black? Where did you get the blood for the temple door mechanism?
My brother, he is from here. He is a Zerzurian. The holy water of Zerzura, does it still exist?
I don't think so. The font has dried up.
But if it were filled with water again, could you then make it holy?
I might possibly have the power to fill a chalice or two. But why? If there is no one who will drink it, would you wish to drink it? For you should know that it doesn't only heal all maladies, it also binds the drinker to Zerzura. It will fill their heart with longing for a love of this city which will outweigh any other love of home.
I've heard this already, but the water is not for me, but for my brother, Ramon, who lies dying. He fled from here 20 years ago with his mother, Susanna.
Susanna? Really? She was one of my 12 counselors.
And the guardian of the river influx.
Was it she who guided you here?
She is dead. She was murdered shortly after my birth.
Oh? That is terrible. Quite awful. See to it that Sekhmet's fount fills with water, and bring me some of it so that I can bless it. I do not wish Susanna's son to die.
Could you tell me something about Zerzura?
The city is as old as the desert. A sandstorm hides and protects it. It once used to be Sekhmet's own fortress.
The lion mask you wear, is that an effigy of Sekhmet?
Yes. The lion head herself had the first priest make it. Anyone who wears the mask is a high priest of Sekhmet and is joined to her.
Does that mean that you can use the Sekhmet's power for your own ends?
To a certain point, yes. Because I am a gentle character, it is only once in 1,000 years that I have lost control over Sekhmet's negative energy.
That was 20 years ago, a time when blood flowed and there was the great exodus. What exactly happened 20 years ago?
Zerzura was shaken to its foundations. Sekhmet's anger is great, her wrath immeasurable. She is the goddess of war. To antagonize her is to summon death and destruction.
Who antagonized her?
The one who dared to erect a temple to another god. The people rallied to him, and he infected them with the hatred of Sekhmet.
Does he have all of the dead on his conscience?
The people that you saw outside, slaughtered and butchered, I have them on my conscience. When the uprising of the bearers of the cross began, I lost control over Sekhmet's anger. I ended up with such a thirst for blood that I slaughtered each and every one who came near me, regardless of their being friend or foe. Luckily, a large proportion of the population were able to flee, and they locked Zerzura's gate fast.
They did that to lock you in? To protect themselves from you?
Correct. I needed many years to quieten Sekhmet's wrath. I have now achieved that. My people no longer need to fear me. I will receive them with open arms.
I'll be right back, Your Majesty.
I shall be here.